What's up YouTube? Ultratron here, back for another video, and today I just wanted to give a quick look at the Planet X Pluto metallic version because no one has seemed to have made a video on it yet on YouTube. So I'll take this opportunity to be the first. So here he is. As you can see, he looks awesome. This is what the first version should have looked like. I never got the first version because I just couldn't believe that they just casted him in this like white plastic. It just didn't look right. It didn't look anything like the game. Then when they started coming out with these metallic releases, I figured this was only going to be inevitable. So I waited, and eventually that waiting paid off. So here he is. Give you a 360. Foot there. Very, very nice. Now, on the original release, there were issues with the hips breaking. But for this release, they seem to have fixed that. Although all they seem to have done is just remove the ratchet joints. They are now just swivels. They're well-tolerant swivels, though, so there's no issues with, you know, the leg falling down or anything. So if you're worried about that, you know, he's very solid, so well-toleranced. His shoulders are now swivels, too. I don't know if there was issues with the shoulders on the original release. I've only heard about the hips, so I don't know if that was really necessary, but oh well, they work just fine. Again, no issues there. So that's good, you know. There are no replacement hips that come with this guy like they did on the original release, so they must be pretty confident that these are not going to break, so I can only hope. And just for comparison, here he is with the metallic version of Prime, their Optimus. I think it was called Jupiter. And they look good together. One thing I will say, on Jupiter, they painted his weapons to have like this cool like gradient effect where like it goes from the yellow to like the orange. This, they just left it translucent purple. I think it would have been cool if they would have done something similar to that, because obviously if you're going to give us the swords for both of them, you know, obviously you're going to expect us to, you know, pose them together with the two swords. But, you know, I'm kind of less encouraged to do that now because the swords don't really match. So that's kind of unfortunate. But no big deal. I'm still very happy with how he came out. Now, let's hope Planet X does a sound wave. They haven't really been doing the High Moon game stuff for a while. They've mostly been doing like IDW stuff now, so hopefully we do get more. Just give us a sound wave and I'll be content. Oh, and I should notice this chest piece. It doesn't tab in or anything, but it does seem to be tighter than the original release from what I've seen. Because I think on the original release there was issues with this kind of just flopping about, but the joints on this chest piece is a lot tighter, so keep that in mind. He does have the same issue that this version of Prime had, where because of the metallic paint, some of the tabs and, you know, some of the transformation joints need to be either sanded down or shaved a little bit or dremeled to work properly, because the paint, obviously, you know, the whole thing is covered in paint now, so the paint's gonna thicken some things up. And also, you know, some of the paint is gonna chip in a few places. Like you can see here for the arm cannon, I already have a little chip there just from putting the arm cannon on. So that's something to keep in mind. Like on Jupiter here. Oh, my bad. There's a lot of issues with these leg panels. You see there's some chips on the sides because the clearance for these pieces to go through the legs is not that great. I even had to shave some of the tabs inside just to get it in without scraping the paint off. So stuff like that is always going to be an issue with these types of repaints. So just keep that in mind when you're getting these. But I think it's worth it because they just look awesome together. Look at that. Looks so much better than the original releases as far as I'm concerned, especially Megatron. I think you can get away with having the original release for Prime, but for Megatron, you need to get this second release. Not only does it actually look like how he does in the game with the nice silver paint, but also, you know, you have the fixed joints, so you don't have to worry about it breaking. So there it is, Planet X Pluto metallic version.